One more match, your main event, and it's coming up now, taking you to Ranger Shane to do the duties of the ring introductions.
Is upon us. I need everything you have left. I see some heads down, I see some phones, but right now I need all your energy. I need you to make some noise because this is your main event of the evening.
Woo!
And it will be contested for the Standalone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for.
I would like to welcome referee Pat Savino. Introducing first.
And here we go, folks. Looks to be in tip-top shape. He came here prepared tonight to go to war for the Standalone Wrestling Heavyweight title. This one's going to be good.
Tonight's second opponent.
And here comes Ace Austin, the one true ace, ready to make history.
And tonight's final opponent.
And there he is, folks, the Standalone Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, a record-setting reign, and tonight, the toughest championship title defense in his career. Shawn Donavan holding the title high as we take it to the ring with Ranger Shane for our in-ring introductions here at Val's Pals Go to War.
This is a triple threat match and is contested for the Standalone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, in the far corner to my left, he is fighting out of Chico, California, and weighed in this evening at 278 pounds. He's an all-elite wrestling superstar and the current FTW champion, the Machine, Brian Cage! Hell yeah! Introducing the next challenger in the corner to my left. He is fighting out of Atlantic City, New Jersey, and weighed in this evening at 190 pounds. He is a former X Division champion and one of the brightest talents in Impact Wrestling. The inevitable Ace Austin! And finally, from the 5th floor of the last house on the left, he weighed in the ceiling at 230 pounds. He is your reigning, defending, undisputed, standalone wrestling heavyweight champion, the Messiah of Old School, Shawn Donavan!
And introductions done only the way that Ranger Shane can do. He sets the stage, and now these three gladiators get set to go to war. One fall to a finish, and it's for the Standalone Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, just moments away as Pat Savino. Ding, 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 and here we go. The time for talk is over. It's time to get her done. We've got Mr. GMSI, The Machine, and the FTW Heavyweight Champion, Brian Cage. We've got the one true ace, the inevitable Ace Austin, and we have Shawn Donavan. You've been doing ring announcing all night. Come join some commentary, Ranger Shane. Amazing job in the ring, but now we focus on the combatants. What do you think?
This is incredible. You have three different worlds colliding. Impact, AEW, Standalone. This can go any which way. We might see the Standalone Wrestling Championship change hands without Donovan even being a factor.
And Ace Austin gets caught with an elbow right to the cranium. He ducks the line attempt from Mr. GMSI, but Brian Cage hits him with that hip toss right into the backbreaker. Man, oh man. And the champion has no advantage here, Ranger Shane. Shawn Donovan's outside the ring, but if Brian Cage pins Ace or Ace pins Brian Cage, title changes hands, forget about it.
That's a great point. You know, you might want to go outside, buy yourself some time, get yourself a breath, but that could be at the cost of your championship. You may lose the championship without even being a factor, like we said.
And a kip up from Ace Austin off the ropes. And look at that. Shawn Donavan cuts him off, picks the ankle, and slams the kid's head right into that solid silver steel ring post. And Shawn Donavan biding his time, and now he's on the offensive. He mows down Brian Cage. Shawn Donavan, a cerebral master. Nothing he does is flashy, no flippies. He's just straight ground and pound, old school, technical wrestling, and it's very effective. As you can see, this 20 pounds of gold in front of me belongs to him for the time being.
Reigning and defending for a reason, for sure.
Donovan off the ropes, the Messiah of Old School with a beautiful elbow drop. Hooking the outside leg, but Brian Cage kicking out on one, maybe 3/4. Obviously, Brian Cage, he's not gonna lose any cardio in this match. He's a cardio specimen. He's a physical specimen. And now the inevitable Ace Austin drops his shoulder, comes back in the ring the fun way. And Shawn Donavan sends him out of the ring a not-so-fun way.
Now you got to pick your poison if you're Donovan. Who do you go after? You go after the giant beast of Cage, or do you go against that aerial assassin and Ace Austin? You really got to pick your poison here.
And that elbow smash right to the mouth. And now Brian Cage has been slowed down. Is he down for the final time? Once again, a one count. One count. Forget about it.
Sometimes you think that he would want to take that maybe long two, get that extra breath, but no, he's got too much pride. He wants to kick out at one. He wants to show you that you're not affecting him. You're not making any damage to the great Brian Cage.
And for the time being, Ace Austin not a factor in this triple threat. And now Shawn Donavan punches Cage right in the face, but Ace Austin taking a page out of Donovan's book, biding his time, but Donovan ducks the clothesline attempt. He punches Austin right in the face. Austin is dazed on the outside, and we're back to Donovan and Cage one-on-one. And Shawn Donavan, ground and pound, old school, pummeling being shown right now. That schoolboy attempt. And now a basement drop kick to the champion. And now Brian Cage, elbow after elbow, now a second one sends down the champion. Brian Cage slings Donovan off the ropes, but Donovan telegraphed it.
Okay.
And Brian Cage uses a move that Shawn Donavan has made a staple in his repertoire, a spine buster. And now Ace Austin, the 1-2 ace, basement dropkick to the back of the knee of Cage. And now bulldogs him into the canvas. And an impactful DDT for the win right here, but no. And now the Messiah of Old School picked his spot once again and going after Ace Austin. Irish whip reversal though. We've actually seen Shawn Donavan and Ace Austin face off on an episode of Explosion a couple years back for Impact Wrestling. Ace Austin the pin for the win. Ace Austin was successful that night. Will he be successful here tonight? It's 2 years later and a lot has changed. And now going for that roundhouse. Oh my gosh. And Brian Cage using that power, using that agility, tries to hit him with that pump handle face buster, but can't get three. As Mr. GMSI continues to fight two men in this match. He's got to have eyes in the back of his head as Shawn Donavan catches Brian Cage off guard. Shawn Donavan Irish whip into the corner. But Donavan gets caught with an elbow for his troubles. And there's an Old School spine buster. Wraps him up with a Saturday Night Special, but he can't get the pin. And now Donovan's in the corner. Relentless, big high knee to the midsection. And a hellacious forearm smash to the grill piece. Good night. There's that beautiful short distance knee strike. Man, oh man. And Brian Cage kicks out. And what a fight. Three gladiators. Val's pals go to war. Brought to you by the Bob Culture Podcast. Thank you to Standalone Wrestling. Thank you to the 2300 Wrestling Podcast. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. Our friends at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. Roundhouse kick. Thank you to ESS Promotions. And there's a hip toss sending Donovan into Cage. Eliminates Cage from the equation. And Ace Austin, new champion now. Ace Austin with so many moves in his offensive arsenal. And now all that did was anger the FTW heavyweight champion. Oh, wait a minute. Brian Cage and the Machine. 2 for the price of 1, daddy. Brian Cage wants that Standalone Wrestling heavyweight title. Goes for that roaring elbow strike. And Brian Cage, a knee strike of his own to Donovan. That's gotta be it. Hits him with the F in 5, baby. With that roundhouse kick. Another one from Ace. In the corner, Ace Austin doing Ace Austin things. But look at that, Brian Cage catches him. Launches him into the corner like a lawn dart. Forget about it. Oh my! The drill claw was hit. Brian Cage had the win, but the drill claw did the dirty work, and then the Standalone Wrestling heavyweight champion.
And still, Standalone Wrestling heavyweight champion, Shawn Donavan.
Shawn Donavan took advantage of the hard work set forth by Brian Cage. Brian Cage hits the drill claw on the 1-2 ace, Ace Austin, but then he eliminates Brian Cage from the equation, and he takes advantage the fruits of the labor set forth from Brian Cage. Shawn Donavan, still the standalone wrestling heavyweight champion. And Ace Austin just left lying in the ring here after suffering that drill claw from Brian Cage. And Shawn Donavan, the ultimate opportunist, picked his spot. It takes advantage completely, throwing Brian Cage out of the ring and pinning Ace Austin. Once again, history has been made. Shawn Donavan with another successful title defense, this time on the Val's Pals Go to War platform, brought to you by Standalone Wrestling and the Bob Culture Podcast. Shawn Donovan's record-setting reign continues with no end in sight. And right now, Ace Austin slow to get up.
I would hope he still got it. He's 23.
Well, we thank Ace Austin for one heck of an effort here tonight. We did it for Val.
The inevitable Ace Austin.
What a fight, what a magical night. Ryan, in closing, could you have asked for a more special night for Val and the Falzarano family?
Nah, absolutely not. It's literally everything that you expected and then some. Yeah. I mean, you got a phenomenal main event between Brian Cage, Ace Austin, and Shawn Donavan. We just had a whole awesome night of action. I'm so honored to be a part of this. We all love Val from the bottom of our hearts, and
Well, thank you to Chad Minnis, who never wants the credit for setting this all up.
Culture Show podcast. On behalf of the 2300 podcast.
And with that being
behalf of Standalone Wrestling, TCW, LTW, Synergy, we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and supporting this great cause and this great man, Val Falzarano.
Ranger Shane won't shut up, but we love him. It's all about Val, baby.
absolutely.
We got one more thing to take care of before we head on home.
As we take it home, Ryan, it's been a magical night.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for watching this production of Standalone Wrestling and Val's Pals Go to War. Good night and God bless.
And stay safe.
Okay.